Hey, Erin, how are you? Jesus girl, Betty, how are you? Has been a while. It has been a while. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Danielle. I'm also coming on Clubhouse. So if you have Clubhouse, join me in the room. I'm also on Clubhouse. Glad you're back. I told you, Tasha, I was coming back tonight. Hey, there you go. Hey, Angie. Hi, Shirley. Thank you for joining us on tonight. God bless you. I am excited about you being here. We are on YouTube and we on Clubhouse. We have 45 minutes and we want to talk about what we was talking about earlier. Hey, Esther, how are you? She said, glad to catch you live. I'm glad to be live. Yeah, I am glad to catch you live. We are on Clubhouse. So those of you who have Clubhouse and signed up for Clubhouse, make sure you go on so that I can hear you on Clubhouse. Absolutely, absolutely. She said, Will, welcome back, family. You are a love tribe. Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have, hey, Telsha. Telsha's on Clubhouse. Hello, Tina. Hey, Shani. Thank you. That's Tisha. Thank you so much for joining us on Clubhouse. I am excited about you all being here on Clubhouse. Thank you so much. We have Angie, Tina, Shirley. Hello there, Betty. Jesus, Betty, girl, it has been a while. And I'm excited about you being on Clubhouse. And those of you that are live with me on YouTube, thank you so much. So we have Telsha, Esther. Thank you, Esther, for being with us. You know what we're going to talk about today? We're going to talk about future faking. Future faking. Many of you text me right after I went on live earlier today. I, I have no idea what that sound is, Danielle. Let's see if we can't mute it. There you go. Okay, that was it. Um, we was talking about future faking. What is future faking and what should that mean to you? Many of you are with the narcissist. I got emails and she said this broadcast is live here on YouTube and Clubhouse. Join the discussion. Absolutely. So if you have to say something, you can raise your hand on Clubhouse and we can auditorily hear you. Those of you that are on YouTube, you can make a comment and we will read your comments on YouTube. Future faking is usually when the narcissists know they're in trouble. And when they know they're in trouble, they have to do something to pull you in. Hey, Janet, how are you? Oh, bless your heart. I've been really good. I've been really good. I was gone for a while. You know, my mom was in the hospital. And those of you who prayed for her, thank you so much. I received those prayers. My mother is doing good. She's out of the hospital and in rehab. Hey, Karen. How are you, Karen? Put her up to speak. There you go. Karen is
Aloha! What a wonderful
aloha.
surprise!
You know what? I'm on YouTube, Karen, and I'm live on YouTube.
Oh my God! Okay, let me put you on the laptop.
All
Shirley
right.
called me. I'm like, ooh, I'm supposed to be asleep. I told Aunt Pat I was gonna go to sleep, but I saw it was my girl Shirley. Our fabulous Hawaii conference for you.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
bless her
put you up
heart.
on YouTube right now. I got a little present for you. By the way, I'm gonna mail it to you. We'll talk about it later, but tell me where to
Okay.
mail it to you from the
Great.
Honolulu conference. A little souvenir. This is
Okay.
such a nice surprise.
It's a nice surprise. And you know what we're talking about, Karen? We're talking about future faking with the narcissist. What does that mean? You want to elaborate right quick?
Future facing cost me a couple of decades.
Uh-huh.
That future faking is just off the hook. Just when they see you, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm out the door. Um, they start coming up with the, oh, but we're gonna be. I know things are kind of rough right now, but I'm gonna be with you, and we're gonna grow old together, and blah 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 blah. They just lie. Is what they do, and they start out early in the game to string you along because they know the lying and cheating and all the stuff that they are going to do, and they want to hook you in. So you're gonna go, okay, well, I'm gonna put up with this now because we're in the future. It's gonna be no. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna be all right. Liars from them and their father Satan. So I'm gonna get real busy pinging and letting people know there you are live. I love it.
Absolutely. Thank you. I am so glad to be with you live. And you know what? That is so right, Karen. And we had Telsha. Telsha say all they do is lie. And that is so true. And usually when the narcissist is future fake, they have nothing else to provide for you. They have nothing else to give. So they let you hold on to a promise. And the one thing about the narcissist is if you notice, the narcissist is always in the future. Nothing happens now. It's always tomorrow. They're going to do better tomorrow. They're going to give this to you tomorrow. You can look for this tomorrow because they have nothing today. And that lie is perpetual. Like Karen say, they always future fake. Janet say lies, lies, lies. So stressful, traumatic with all of the disappointment. She said we look forward to. She said, and it's body blows. You know what, Janet? You are hitting it right on the head. It's body blows. And we're going to ask those of you that are on Clubhouse, if you will raise your hand, we want to hear your voice. Telsha said, yeah, they lie, they bait, which she said, which I know is another topic we recently discussed. Yes, and that's called breadcrumbing. When they bait you in, they breadcrumb you in, they pull you in because they really have nothing else. But before they start to future fake and before they start to breadcrumb, the narcissist make sure you're good and hooked. They make sure that you're addicted. They make sure there's some investment in the relationship. Because if you don't trust them and you're not in love with them, their future faking has no parameters, it has no hold. But once you fall in love with them and you have something that is going to be risky, then they start their future fake. Hello there, Jose. How are you? We have Jose, moderator.
As Jose, welcome to the stage. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing very well, though. I'm hoping that you guys are doing very well today. And I actually already know that you guys are doing well today. So I love the topic. And yeah, I've been through future faking, and yes, they do throw breadcrumbs,
Uh-huh.
like Miss Helen was saying. And so, yeah, they lure you in enough for you to be intrigued, and enough for you to be interested into like getting to know them. And so once you try to get to know them, like they're doing this whole push and pull. So it's like an addictive kind of feeling, because it's like, all right, like they're giving me the okay, and
Uh-huh.
this girl's gorgeous, like, in my experience, like this girl's gorgeous, like she's so mysterious, and I want to get to know her, right?
Uh-huh.
So like they know what they're doing. So, but once you get trapped, the future faking starts happening.
Right.
So it's like they start throwing all these little things, like the we can be together and all these things, and it may work out. I really feel really confident about it, but then they push you away. So that's the future faking. It's like it's the push and pull, kind of dynamic in that relationship, and that's what creates a trauma bond.
Right.
Like, because once you get hooked really bad, though. So that's my experience. So thank you for talking.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that is really, really good, Jose. I like the way you explained that because it is the push and pull. And they call that the tug of war in the relationship. And then Janet
Yeah,
said, yeah, absolutely. You explained it really well, Jose. And then Janet came back in and say, they keep us in false hope. She said, and you feel stuck and it is so evil. And then Tina comes back and says 3 months and thousands of dollars. Absolutely, Tina. She said 39
wow.
months. Absolutely. And that's what Jose was saying. Jose was saying it's the tug of war, it's the pulling, it's the lies. He said, and the thing about it, this girl is knocked out gorgeous. Jose, and she used that as a lure. Is that right, Jose?
I could agree 100%. And I always tell my friends this. I literally told them at one point, I was like, you know what? We get caught up in the lust. And to be honest, they kind of use that. Narcissist, most of them I could say are like they're gorgeous, and but they use that to their advantage, and that kind of like lures us, and it gives us false hope. And I feel like, but you learn from that. It's not like we're like little kids anymore or anything like that. But we get caught up in that. I think that most people do when it comes to looks, and narcissists are very good at just using their looks to lure people in. So yeah.
Absolutely. There has to be a trap, which is the bait. And that's the bait that Telsha was talking about. There has to be a lure. And Tina said, we gaslight ourselves with the future faking. She said, it's the love and the lie that hooks you. And see, that's the same thing as Jose was saying, the beautiful lure to throw themselves out. They make sure that they're looking good. They make sure they're on their best behavior. And then once they trap you and bring you in, they push you away. And that's where the trauma bond comes because they deflect on you to see, will you keep them or will you lose them? And that's that red flag that out actually come in. You see them and then it confuse your mind because you can't believe what they just did. But because you emotionally tied into them, you start to excuse them. You start to move the boundaries. And they start early, like Jose was saying. Do we have anybody else that want to comment? We have anybody else that want to comment? Just raise your hand. We will bring you up to the forum. Hey, Terry, how are you? Hey, Nancy. She said false promises they never intend to follow through on. She said they keep you hooked with false hope and then constantly let you down. Absolutely. That's what they are known for. A narcissist does that because they need to trauma bond you. And then here is Tina. She said, you spend the rest of the relationship trying to get back to the initial love. It's like crack cocaine. You never get that first hit. Uh, Moderator, we have VIP.
We do. Jose, thank you so much for sharing. This is right on topic on this discussion tonight. Thank you so much, sir. Shirley, hello there. Welcome back. How are
Hey,
you today?
Shirley, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. We're talking about this future
my
faking.
pardon?
We're talking about the future faking. What do you know about that?
My experience with the future fake was that the both of us had lots and lots of projects, as in like motorcycles and some cars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, he always wanted this one motorcycle that basically needed a lot of work done. And he goes, "You help. My biggest dream is to have this thing put together."
Uh-huh.
And so I helped him. I mean, we're talking $10,000 worth of money to help him do all the machining to this bike, get it all together. And then basically it was supposed to be back and forth, help me with the project, I help him with the project. It turned into all him and all his projects, and me helping him with all his stuff. I was on the back burner all the time, and if he did try to help me with anything, it was cheap and not what I wanted. And he got how he wanted his projects, but he would argue with me about why you have to have so much money to put into your stuff. And I'm like, but it's only fair.
Absolutely.
And it would be an argument.
You know what? And that's what Tina was saying. Tina said, after 39 months and thousands of dollars, you find that same experience, Shirley?
Yes. Oh,
See?
yes.
And that's what we're talking about, future faking. And you know what was tremendous is Karen, you explained it to a T.
These people, I'm going to date myself here. Those of us who remember Popeye, I don't remember the guy's name, but he'd always would say, "I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today."
Mm-hmm.
That is a narcissist. Somehow, Tuesday never seems to come. When I met him, part of the way he got in was that he caught me at a bad time, a challenging time in my life where there were threats made against my ex-husband's family, so bodyguard services were needed, and I put up with more than I should have. Now, when we first got together, I was coming out of paramedic work and compartmentalizing my feelings, and I got to the level where I could cry and let my feelings out. And he would say to me, "I'm helping you, but someday I'm going to need you to help me." Okay. And of course, I bought that. For the first few years, there were things that were going on and intensity was there. Well, after that few year period, now here comes his series. They do the homework on the child abuse, and this happened bad, and that person was awful, and I can't trust anybody. Red flag, run instantly. And then the crying started on his part. The problem was, this was now year 9, year 10, year 14, year 20. "Well, I told you Sunday you were going to have to help me." I'm like, yeah, but that was 25 years ago. And you're still crying about the same stuff. Not even new things. They will give you something, and it seems like, oh, wow, this person is really sacrificing so much for me. Beware, because the price tag, the 3-4 years he gave me, does not compare to the next 29, 30 years he got out of me. Absolutely. With that future faking and breadcrumbing. And I land my plane.
You know what? what is really good is you just said what Shirley said. Shirley was saying that it always cost her money, and when he wanted to help her, it was cheap. But when she helped him, it was very expensive. It's exactly what he want. Hello there, real change. Okay. And listen to what Janet said. She said delayed any gratification. She's about raising the bar higher. She said never achieving it led astray. Absolutely. And Telsha said it started from the beginning. It was fake love from the beginning. We have Shush No More. She said, I don't want to presume Apostle would be okay to hear it. Danielle may check first. I have a poem for I think that's Shush No More. Shush No More, you want to read that?
Yeah, to the stage.
Yep. Let her read it.
I'm sending you an invite.
Is she reading it? Is she reading it?
Yeah,
I
no
don't
more
hear
needs
anything.
about 2 minutes to be available to come on stage.
Okay. So then let's go to our other VIP. We have Tina and we have Terry.
Welcome, Tina.
Thank you so much
The
for
floor is
those of
yours.
you who are
Welcome, everyone.
on live.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you for this. I've kind of been in a lull or a downshift all day today. So this is a little bit of a pick me up in the sense that once again, God is showing me that it was never me. But you still have those moments where you often wonder if you could have done something differently, because it's just one of those things that will always stick with us. But for me, as I said, it was 39 months, and it was like Shirley and Karen. Um, it was thousands and thousands of dollars of future faking, not only a relationship that seemed to be the soulmate, but it was also the future faking of a business that would be beneficial to both of us, to be that power couple dynamic duo, only to find out that I was a power couple by myself and there was no duo, that I was the one that was putting it all together, paying for it. Um, it wasn't until I was wise and had figured a lot of it out by snooping insanely, that I figured out that it was all a lie from the beginning. I had been future faked by spending hours and hours over Skype, drinking coffee, planning out a life, only to find out that there was no life that we would have together, because he was entertaining so many others with the same future faking promise. And the business was a tool he used to entice others. So not only was it something that he had played me and gotten me to invest in thousands and thousands, but he was using it to then entice others.
Okay.
And I was being smeared behind the scenes the entire time. So it was all a very confusing, and I must say, still a very confusing time for me, because by the time I left, it was still me trying to figure out what was him, what was me, what was us, what was possible, what wasn't possible, what was true, what wasn't true. And I have to say, today's one of those days where I've lulled in that space of confusion, still trying to make sense of what I know will never make sense. And I'll stop there.
That is really good. It will never make sense. Telsha said, I am so sorry, Tina. She said, we love you. When, and especially when you come out of the relationship, that's when healing begins. It's hard to heal while the damage is still occurring. When you're in the relationship, it's hard, Tina. And when you get out, you're unmasking the fictitiousness and recognizing it was never a reality. Tisha said it's hard. It's difficult. Healing hurt and healing is painful as you get to your wholeness, especially all the lies that was told. Like Tina said, it's still confusing even though she's out. She said, but it's possible God wouldn't have brought us this far to leave. He would never leave you. God would never leave you, but it doesn't mean that it's not painful. It doesn't mean that it wasn't hurt. It won't hurt. It doesn't mean that as you go to healing, because to go back to healing, you have to go to the places of disappointment. Like Tina said, it's over. Tina, how long has it been over?
For me, it has been over. It'll be 5 years in January. The biggest part for me has been that I have still not been able to recover financially. So, I cut him off about a month or so before I ended up calling the police. And it was during a rage incident that I called the police. But I have not, between the abuse, the pandemic, um, been an educator all my life. The education world has changed. I'm still stuck between who I was trying to be when I was with him and who I want to be now. The fact that I want to live on my terms, and yet the finances just have not come. And the pandemic, exacerbated that issue. So I'm still majorly recovering financially, and it has been an extremely difficult thing to get back to. So I feel like I'm still stuck in what I thought I was trying to live and what I have not been able to achieve since then. And I have achieved much. I'm in school now for a master's in pastoral study. I am doing the podcast, but monetarily things have just not come together, and it's a place where I never found myself to be. And so it has been eye-opening, extremely difficult to recover financially.
To you, Tina, Telsha said you're more valuable than you know. And then we have Don't Panic. Good morning. She's from the UK. Hey, Don't Panic. How are you? She said, I had no idea how beautiful. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Thank you so much. She said, but the lady truly, thank you so much. Don't panic. Um, you know, it's really hard, Tina, and I can hear the hurt in your voice, but God will cause you to recover. And we speak recovery to you, Tina, and that doors will open for you. And starting tonight, that God will turn things around, that He will cause things to work together for your good. And we believe that for you on tonight. Are you hearing me, Tina?
I am hearing you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and
And thank you,
Telsha,
Apostle Helen.
you are so welcome. Telsha is saying amen. And my moderator is saying we love you to life. And that's what is happening to you, Tina. You're going to recuperate, but the damage that the narcissists do is really difficult. And that's why we're talking about the future faking that the narcissist usually portray. He keep you hanging on. 39 months of lies, 33 years with Karen, 33 years. That's a whole adult life that you spend with someone, and they lie about it. Hello there, my little fam. She said, thank you for being so open about your journey. Yeah, I mean, Tina, that's really, really good. Moderator, who do we have next?
Next, we Terry. Terry, are you available to speak?
I hope so.
Question? You're welcome.
Oh, thank you for bringing me up. Okay. I just keep asking, how did I get here? How did I get to this place? And how did it get this far? I'm not somebody who can be filled with, or let myself be filled with anger and hate, because it has only harmed my health.
Right.
And honestly, okay, 40 years, 40 years
Were you with them for 40 years?
in marriage still.
Oh my God.
June was the 40 year anniversary. So basically 41 years counting college, before getting married and all of that. So, but to find out little tidbits of information that, I just found out last week when my daughter was here staying with me and helping me while he was out of town, which was such a wonderful break because I felt like I was getting so much better.
So are you still in the relationship?
Yeah, I have to. I'm stuck at the moment, and what I find out is that I was settled for. Are you freaking kidding me? Because he felt it was time to settle down, and that I was the one he picked when I thought that we were in love. And then my younger son says he's done with you. Doesn't want to be with you anymore. You're going to have to get used to it. And to have this, and then him talk about the future. When you get better, we're going to travel, we're going to go do this, we're going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's confusing. So what I feel that I've had to do for right now because of my health condition and the doctor's appointments that I have to go to, the medications I'm on doesn't allow me to drive right now. And so he has to take me to the appointments. He's the only one working right now.
Okay.
We have 3 grown children. I came home from working to homeschool them. So I homeschooled all of them all the way through. And part of that time I had my own little businesses to supplement a little bit. And we also tried starting a business together where he was supposed to lead. And it just seemed to all fall on me. So many things are just falling on me, like being the one to handle the court issues surrounding our foreclosure, the foreclosure that we had to go through. It was all on me to figure things out, where we were all going to go when we were homeless. It was all on me to find another place. I just,
So what happened? Did you find a place, or are y'all still homeless?
Oh no, this was years ago. When the kids were young, I felt like a single mom.
Okay.
Having to go through all of this.
Absolutely.
And without being really appreciated with what was going on. And so,
So do you find yourself, Terry, with a lot of physical anxiety?
Oh yeah, so much. And I couldn't figure out where it was coming from for the longest time. And then when my daughter said she felt like he was having an affair, and I actually asked him if he wanted to work things out or if he just wanted to separate. He said he wanted to work things out. So I gave him an opportunity to
But
leave.
see, Terry, the reason he wanted to work things out because you're bearing the burden of everything, and he can do what he want to do at your expense. And Terry, what we have, Janet said that she said, I feel the same way. She said, thank God we have each other's support. She said, and Apostle Helen loving us back to life. And see what is happening, Terry. Are you hearing yourself?
I am. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
So, and you probably feel stuck because you feel unable to sustain yourself. So he's in charge. He's in control. Is that right?
Yeah, he set up a separate bank account that I cannot see or touch. He did that in March for all the 40 years that we were married, I took care of the finances, paying the bills, and I made sure that we gave to those in need. He hates it when I give to certain areas that God tells me to give, and so he took over everything. I can't see where everything goes. I ask for the money that I need to get my supplements and my help that I need, and he goes into a tizzy.
Well, what about your family? Do you have any support system to assist you?
No, not really. I don't have anybody near us anymore. Well, the three children are grown up and all moved away. They didn't want to stay in the elements. Uh, my daughter was my helper, and they stayed for a long time with me because of my health and her helping. And it got to a point where she couldn't stand being around the negativity. She couldn't stand. She's told me even while she was here, she can't stand seeing how he treats me, and I feel bad. I feel bad that she doesn't have a relationship with her own dad, and doesn't even like him.
But see, 40 years, Terry. Karen, could you come in on this?
Hi, Karen. I love you. I love you all.
Hi,
Thank you so
Terry.
much.
You know, it's so important to tighten up your relationship with God.
Absolutely.
That is the only way out. They will keep you around until you give up your ghost. Because, see, they need someone to cheat on, they need someone to emotionally banter and batter. They want to make you suffer. So, I know you have health challenges, but you put your hand in God's hand, get in that word, and you will find a way made out of no way. That's an old expression. I didn't think I'd be making it anywhere after 33 years. Now I'm in my own apartment, feeling joy,
Absolutely.
having new people around me. So join us in loving God and stick to effective communication and watch miracles happen.
Absolutely. And like Tina was saying, it's only gonna get worse. They don't get better, Terry. And it's unfortunate, but it doesn't get better.
I have hoped and hoped for years and years that it would. And really, my only saving grace has been my relationship with my Creator, my Heavenly Father. And truly, again, I cannot get in anger or hate about this. I feel like I have to be as wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove right now as I work through
Absolutely.
this and find a place and figure out what to do. I just don't know.
What I need you to do, Terry, is stay connected. If you're connected to Karen, stay connected. The more information you get, the stronger you can get. It look like you're helpless, but you're not. Telsha says a miracle we made it out. She said it's a miracle that each of us are here. This is an unmistakable miracle, and it's true. And it's true. And what you have to do, Terry, keep listening to the videos. It looked like it's hopeless. It looked like you can't get out. A lot of lies, a lot of future faking, a lot of breadcrumbing, like Jose was talking about earlier. But if you stick with this information, you're going to find that it's going to strengthen you, it's going to build you, you're going to get enlightened. The only thing is when you start having biological issues because of physical traumas, it get worse, and at some point decision have to be made. But we're going to pray for you, Cherry, because what you need is connectors. You need a support system. You need people speaking life into you, giving life into you. If you don't have that, keep coming into the room. I come on Tuesdays at 7:45. Karen have rooms and she comes on, and you will get strengthened. You would get life poured back into you. And that's what you need, Terry. And we're here for that.
Can I add to that real quick?
Yes, go ahead, Jose.
So that really hit because how I got out of that was exactly what you were saying. It's the education. It's to know that you know already what it is, more or less. It doesn't mean that you should be a psychologist and diagnose them and you know whatever. At least you know more or less what it is. That's your closure. And I think it's not personal at that point. You know, so you could be the best person you can be, but it doesn't mean that everyone's going to treat you right. There's people who are disordered. And so, going back to what you're saying too, is just like, it's a beautiful thing to just know the education, to get the support system that you need, to really go out there to better yourself. And once you get to that place, you will get there. And that's a guarantee. So thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm praying that this helped you, um, Terry. Did that help you? Because Jose is absolutely right. You have to stay in the fellowship of information. Jose, could you mute your mic?
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Helen. Karen, thank you. And Tina and everyone here. I've been trying to keep up with the videos. I actually subscribe to several of the different ones that come through, and it really does help me. And I just really, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting stronger.
Good.
About it. You know, it's kind of a confusion. Even though I've known about this, and I kind of felt like slapped in the face right in front of me back in February. And then with a separate bank account, that was really nailed it. And making it sound simple. Just tell me, you know what, how much money you need, and I'll give it to you. Instead, it's a battle every single time, and it's just
because it's control. He wants control, but what happened is the weaker you get, the more dominating he's going to get. And what he's banking on is you being wiped out. He's banking on you being totally wiped out, and he won't have to deal with you anymore. So rather than to leave you, he's wiping you out, controlling you because you're getting weaker and weaker with him. But you can get stronger and stronger, like Jose was talking about and Karen was talking about getting that information. keeping yourself abreast to what's going on. And it is a demonic attack. And God is not the author of confusion. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's Janet. And she said the advice about staying connected to God and other people in the community, she said it's true. He is using witchcraft on you and trying to confuse you. And what it is gaslighting. Gaslighting always confuse you. It is the number one choice of the narcissist, right, Karen?
Amen. You know, this is something I was speaking to Terry about a while back, that this is one of those, that there's a Latin expression, something like abandon all hope, ye who enter here. You cannot, under the guise of thinking that you are being a good person, keep hoping and waiting for the narcissist to change. You know who the narcissist is? That's the real person, is that one who is doing you dirty, who is calling you names, who is telling you yes to your face and then going to your children behind your back, Terry, and telling them a whole nother story and lying on you. We talked about this a few months ago. Aunt Pat and I were both saying, look at us, 33 years. Aunt Pat, it will be 50 years until this divorce is final. It's at the 49-year mark. They don't get any better.
They don't.
You actually are in a case of future faking yourself.
Absolutely.
If you keep hanging in there waiting for them to change, Jesus will be here before that change ever happens. It's not going to. They only get more childish, evil, petty, mean, delusional, and persecutory. They want to see you do nothing but suffer.
Absolutely.
Go to God and find your way out. It can be done.
And Real says here, look at what Real, she said, the more you speak out loud about your truth, she said, you yourself, you will start to get even stronger. She said, and Janet said, they get worse with age. So what needs to happen? Terry, we got to strengthen you. We got to strengthen you so you can build yourself up. When you build yourself up, you can see your way out. As long as you're down, you can't see your way out because there is no building yourself up. You have to build yourself up. And if you stay with this group, we are going to help you. Okay, Terry?
Yes, ma'am. I'm always there. She knows I ping her in the room.
Thank you, Karen. You know, on yesterday, Friday, going to the chiropractor, and this isn't the first time, but the reckless driving to get there, just waiting for me to say something. I couldn't hold my tongue on Friday any longer, and I said something, and I I really didn't want. I was very cautious about how I said what I needed to say about how he was driving, and of course, I get the opposite effect and anger. So I think that really hit me on Friday, that it wasn't going to get any better. That it just truly is. All this time, Helen, I know you could relate. I've been told I had to be a good wife and stay submissive, and that
You cannot.
divorce was bad. I should not even think about it. All these things put into my head about this, and truly, I saw it many years ago, and I just kept thinking and praying that something would change, that he would change, that God would work in him. And this is, I thank you all for listening to me. I just don't have anybody else to really talk to, and I don't want to put my our daughter in the middle, and she's very empathic, just like I am, and it's harming. It's harming her when she sees me be this way. And anyway, thank you. I love you all. I'm just anxious and nervous still about my steps that I need to take, and I'm gonna figure it out. Thank you all for your support.
You are so welcome. We have a minimum of, we have 10 minutes left, and I wanted to hear Shush No More and Betty. So, moderator.
Yes, Terry, dear heart, just know this is day by day. Stay connected. You're meant to be here. Just know that. Stay connected. You have a family, you have a tribe, and you'll get stronger and stronger each day. So please stay connected. We love you to life.
Absolutely.
Shush No More, welcome back. You had a poem to share?
Oh, good morning. It's morning here in the UK, and Apostle Helen, I am terribly sorry I wasn't ready earlier, but wonderful Sister Karen told me the room was on, and now I am so inspired. Apostle, thank you for trusting in me. There's
You
a
are
couple
welcome.
of right. Thank you, Apostle Helen. May I just say to everybody, including Terry, this is the place to come for support, care, and love. I may not be able to get here myself as often as I would like, but I've witnessed miracles happen. People become free, and everybody in here their support saves lives. So, Apostle, I write rhymes in the hope that it would help people to remember different tactics. So I know we're running out of time. And thank you for allowing me to share it. I'm quite nervous, but I really feel quite privileged. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Pafella. So this is about trauma bonding, and there were two things that have really come up listening to you all today. One was the gaslighting, but the trauma bonding was the one that I thought of after Jose had been speaking. So bear with me, Apostle. We are involving a mouse here.
Okay.
There is this mouse, you see, as cute as can be. And this mouse is sat in its house. Across the floor is a little lever by the door. Can the mouse trust? What is it to lose? The mouse must. So the lever it pulls, and food falls. The mouse is full and happy, and I can see it now sat, a very happy chappy. Flooded with dopamine. Picture in your head the scene. And then later, the mouse across the floor scurries along and pulls the lever, but oh no, what's wrong? It didn't work, and this confusion it couldn't shirk. So it pulled it again and again, and then finally out fell 2, 3, 4, none. Oh, and then 8, 9, and 10. Over time, the amount of food given was in huge decline. You would think that the mouse would know that by now food was a no-show. But once again he pulled, and once again he was fooled. Despite how hungry and ill it felt, the level of dopamine increased, and on the rare time the lever gave out, running across the floor he'd pelt. The cute, fluffy mouse learned that some food was better than none, and it was the best way to stay patient in case more come. It is the same pattern as abuse. When they have less to give, the abuse increases, but we still think we need them to live. The less of everything from them we receive, the more warped our minds become, and how we see them is clouded and deceived. Like crumbs, even little bits we grab and excitedly run. And breadcrumbs is another rhyme I've done. Apostle, thank you so much for allowing me to share. I hope it may just help one person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me unmute my mic. Thank you so much, Shush No More, for that beautiful poem. that mouse, it is so indicative of what we're hearing on tonight. And we thank God that healing is also in the room. Thank you, Shish No More, moderator.
Shush no more. That was absolutely beautiful. And accent to match.
I know.
Thank you, ma'am. Miss Betty, hello, dear. Welcome back.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Apostle.
Hello.
Hello, Danielle. Hello, Karen and Tasha. I love you guys so, so much. I just came to say that my kid's father is still doing the same thing with my daughter. He is telling my daughter to unblock me, and I want you still in my life. I don't want to not, but we had a life together, and I don't want you to get disconnected with me. And that's like to me, I'm look like I love you, and went to the shelter when I was like years ago. Now, how is it you trying to come back into my life and start like he future fake with my children? He future fake with my children because he can't talk to me. He can't talk to me, so he future fake with my children, and he tells my children, "Oh, your mother was so wonderful. She this and she that." And then when I did, fell for that, when I fell for that, because I'm thinking like, "Oh, he's gonna be sorry for how he treated me and what he did to me." And then I call me, and as soon as I call him, he just go like treat you real bad, and when it first happened, because I never dealt with him. I never, ever, ever dealt with the hurt in all of those years from '92 when I left him. And when I found out about the narcissist, I never, that was suppressed. And it seemed like when he started talking to me, I was that little girl again, that 15-year-old girl again. But now, I'm not that 15-year-old girl. I'm 58, and I'm not gonna take none. I don't take none of his stuff. My daughter and them went out for the picnic. They all of your dad gonna be there. I don't even want to go around him because I know he's going to roll out the red carpet, and I don't need you to roll out no fake red carpet for me. Because God saved me. I call myself Jesus Girl Betty. God erased my mark because all the wrong marks and that God took that away from me. I was this person, like I didn't learn because of what happened to me when I was a child. And I still have not learned. Everybody that tried to teach me like reading and comprehension, it's like it don't register to me. So I always have to act out stuff. I always have to act it out how to try to get stuff across. But I'm still Jesus Girl Betty, and I'm still gonna keep on going on. And you got to get stronger. If I can do it, and I can't read about the narcissist, but I can see Apostle Helen, I can see Dr. Carmen, I can see Telstra, I can go on that YouTube and I can hear. And once you cannot stop a person who get information. You got to get that information. The more you get that information, it's going to build up. She was talking about Karen, and the person you was talking about was Wimpy. Wimpy. But now, Popeye ate his spinach, and he was able to beat Bluto. You got to, Terry, you got to eat some spinach. You got to eat the word of God so you can get stronger and stronger and stronger, because I was like you, sitting in that corner. And that man was dogging me. He brought women over my house. He did it. He that's what he did. He brought them over into my house and say, be they friends. He was sleeping with them. He didn't raise my kids. I raised my kids. And when I left him, I went to the shelter. I lived in churches. I lived in friends' basement. But now God has blessed me. You got to get out. You can't be scared, because if you don't move, you will die right there. You got a voice. You got to listen and bring that voice up. Eat that spinach, that word of God. Because I almost, even after all these years, the last time I talked, I was defeated. And Apostle told me. She told me that I couldn't write the email, Apostle, because I can't. I spell on the mic on the phone. I don't know how to email. I'm not ashamed to tell my story because this is not the end for me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to keep going. And Terry, you got to stand up and look in the mirror, and you got to fight for your life. Because he ain't going to give you nothing. You don't need no man or no creature to penny pinch you and give you stuff. Pinch you off of this, pinch you off of this. No, you got to turn this thing around. And you got to fight. And that's all. And I'm going to say like Karen, and I land my plane.
Absolutely. That was so good. You know, we have reached to the end of this room, and I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your story. Thank you, Betty. That was awesome. And I know that Terry has been encouraged. Thank you so much, Jose, Shirley, Tina, and Shush No More for that poem. And Karen, you are always so splendid when you come on here. And my moderator, I want to thank each of you. I want you all, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And Karen, she's on. Make sure you subscribe to her channel and join me on Tuesday at 7:45. Jose, I would love to see you in the room if you're available and not working. 7:45, effective communication, and it's Helen Sally, your destiny helper. Moderator, it's in your hands.
Yes. Thank you all so much for being here. This room is everything. Every time you all show up, I want to thank you, Jose.
I want to thank
Shirley,
those of you that have been on
Terry,
YouTube.
Shomore,
Thank you
Betty.
so
You
much
made this
for
a
joining
wonderful,
me, and thank you
wonderful
for those of
discussion
you
today.
who came back.
And please
Tesha,
stay connected,
Real,
share the room. There's
all
little
of
dots
you
at the
that are
top,
on
the ellipses.
tonight.
You can
I
save the
really
replay. It'll be
appreciate you.
available
I love you.
very soon
Look for
after
me
this room
later in the
ends.
week, and I'll
And
see you
please
live.
invite
God
a friend
bless
or
you.
three next time.
Make
Share
sure
the
you
YouTube channel
subscribe
page.
to my
Share
YouTube
the
channel.
video.
God
It
bless
costs
you.
you nothing to pay
Thank
it
you
forward.
so much.